If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. Saw a video the other day that got under the skin of a lot of people. It was about boondocking at Cracker Barrel. How, you know, the Walmarts are starting to close down throughout the country, RV parking. So this video demonstrated that you can do the same thing at Cracker Barrel, which you can, but I mean, it was so obvious that it was a major problem in this video that it just blows my mind why people even consider doing these things. So what it is he's explaining to folks that you can go and overnight stay at the Cracker Barrel. There was 3 RV parking spots specifically designed for RVs. He shows that these parking spots are too small for his huge rig, and that it sticks out too much, and he was afraid somebody come around and smack either the front end of his truck or the back end of his camper. So what he decides to do is park horizontally on regular customer parking spots. So he takes up like 6 or 10 parking spots that could be used for customers, paying customers, during the rush hour of the evening. Well, the thing is there is nobody parked in these RV parking spots. But the camera angle that he shows us shows that him and one other Class A is parked the same way. They're parked horizontally. So let's say it's taken up, you know, anywhere from 12 to 20 parking spots that could be used for regular paying customers, not RVers. Then somebody parks a customer in a car, a very small car, parks in the RV parking spot. My assumption is because there is no parking available because of these 2 huge, massive trailers are taking up all the parking spots. And the guy has the nerve to complain about this guy parking in the RV parking spot. Well, throughout the video, he keeps talking about being responsible and respectful and being courteous. That first of all, you know, you don't want to set out your levelers. You don't want to slide out your slides. Of course, he slides out his slide, he said. And you want to leave, you don't want to stay multiple nights, and all those things are true. But the glaring fact is now people who want to eat at the Cracker Barrel can't eat at the Cracker Barrel because there's no parking. And then he's worried they may not allow us to stay here, so we got to be respectful. I've said it in so many videos. The nomadic community is frowned upon because for whatever reason, people don't seem to understand how to be respectful to others. Look, I've been in the same situation. Poor planning is all it is. It gets late. You're not going to make it to your destination, and you're like, okay, now what? Well, we'll go park at the Walmart. Now, I'm not saying I've ever done this, because I don't park at Walmart. I want to be clear on this. I've never parked at Walmart or Cracker Barrel. But I understand what's going on in their head. You're running late, it's getting, 7, 8, 9 o'clock, somewhere around there. And you're desperate. So you go to Walmart, and sure enough, oh no parking, no RV parking. Now what are we gonna do? Go to freecampsites.net. Oh, Cracker Barrel. It's right there on freecampsites.net. So you run over to Cracker Barrel, and he even said it in the video. Come on, Cracker Barrel, let there be a spot. Well, you get there, and now he's desperate. I can tell you that's what's happened in his head. His camper won't fit in the RV spot. So instead of saying, okay, well, this isn't going to work, we need to leave, he decides to just take up 6 or 10 spots. And then says, okay, we got to be respectful. It's not respectful. When we were coming down from Missouri to Mississippi, we ran into some bad weather and it slowed us way down. Well, we weren't going to make it our destination. We weren't even close to our destination. We immediately got on freecampsites.net and typed in free camping. There's free camping just 8 miles down the road. But here's the thing, poor planning doesn't mean poor responsibility. If it's 5 o'clock in the evening and you know you're not gonna make it to your destination, pull off right then. You get on freecampsites.net and you say, okay, I'm in this location and where's the campsites around me? And you may have to drive 3 hours to get to one, but you still could do it during the daylight hours. It's this entitlement that a lot of nomads seem to think they deserve. And I've talked about a lot of them. You know, we saw a YouTuber not that long ago go to a museum. The buildings, you couldn't get into the buildings because it was closed, but the grounds was still open. And so he found some water on these grounds on non-profit organization. You know, that means they have to go out and collect donations. And he used the water, I would think, that was designed for the maintenance guys. And he took water. Well, in the same video, it says, oh, look at this, a plug-in. You can come over here and plug in your camper. Well, that's stealing, obviously. So this mentality that if I want it, I can take it. I've talked to you about this guy who pulled up to a pavilion, a city park pavilion with his camper, and plugged his camper into the pavilion. And I told him, you know, that's not the right thing to do. Because I made a video about this, other people said, no, you can do that. It's funded by taxpayers. You're allowed to do it. So I decided one time to just stop into a city hall and said, hi, I would like to be able to back my camper up to your pavilion and plug in. Is that okay? She looked at me like I was insane and said, no, you cannot plug your camper in. She says, you're supposed to buy a permit for reunions and different things, not to plug your camper in. I said, well, can I get a permit? No. You know, this is for, you know, crock pots and that kind of thing. It's not to run your refrigerator in your house. I just told you the other day about Alan sending me a picture of a business owner. And the business owner walks up to this camper and sees that the camper has plugged into his building, his business. Well, he unplugs the camper from his building, and the guy gets mad at him, wants to fight. This is entitlement. I don't know why RVers seem to think they're entitled to these things. They come out here, and you hear a lot of them say it, well, I have freedom to do what I want to do, and I'm going to do it. You know, freedom comes with responsibilities. And if your freedom crosses into someone else's freedom, then you are now a criminal. This isn't about just your freedom, it's about everybody's freedom. That business owner has the freedom to run a business without having to pay extra cost for your freedom. Thanks for watching. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.